ways. We can't bring back the departed, but we can honour their sacrifice by caring for those whom they loved the most. We should all remember that freedom isn't free. It's only possible because our fallen heroes have paid its high price. By holding ceremonies and observances like this in communities around the world, we show our respect for those who paid that high price. Here in Spain, we also stand with our Spanish hosts and friends and remember in the spirit of solidarity those who have so tragically lost their lives in terrorist incidents throughout this country. We'll also remember all those affected by similar events in Europe. Our work is only possible because of your generosity, and I would therefore ask that you continue to donate whatever you can to this worthy cause. I'd like to thank, before continuing, in particular, Alcalde Tony, and in particular Virginia Puchades, who have been of enormous assistance in bringing this ceremony together today. Tony, could I please, on behalf of the Legion, present you with this small token.
Thank you.
From behalf of the Legion.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Before, could I pause for a moment? We're obviously going to try for off script here, but we've now located Katie. If Katie would like to come up onto the stage. Katie is a very special poppy collector from the Gandia branch, who every year, when it's been possible, has attended this ceremony and walked the length of Levante Beach with her collection box. What I'm going to ask is the National Vice Chairman, Mr. Joe Farzone, to present a little certificate to Katie in a sincere thank you for all her efforts over the years. If you can turn that way, Katie. Turn that way.
Can I just say a word for... This is a great privilege for me, Katie. We've never met before, but I've just read your certificates, which, ladies and gentlemen, say Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Katie for the 2019 Poppy Appeal, her outstanding achievement in raising 282 euros, for the 2020 Poppy Appeal for outstanding achievement in raising 200 euros, presented by the branch Poppy Appeal organizer. Katie, the Legion needs people like you, and you are an inspiration to all of us. Thank you very much indeed.
Autoridades civiles y militares, amigos de la Royal British Legion, querida Katie, señoras y señores, tras la íntima pero solemne ceremonia celebrada el año pasado, ahora, ante mejores condiciones sanitarias, volvemos al esplendor del paseo marítimo de la playa de Levante de Benidorm, en el rincón de Lois. Salimos a la calle, a la luz y al sol del Mediterráneo, para celebrar y conmemorar.
After last year's intimate but solemn ceremony, in the light of better health conditions, we're now able to return to the splendour of the Paseo Marítimo on Benidorm's Levante Beach, and here, in the warmth of the Mediterranean sun, to celebrate and commemorate.
Para una ciudad tan hospitalaria y amiga como Benidorm, el que recobréis protagonismo, escenario y admiración como símbolos de normalidad, acercamiento y confraternización entre nuestros pueblos, es un motivo de orgullo y tremenda satisfacción. Nos faltaban momentos como este para seguir celebrando la vida.
For a city as hospitable and friendly as Benidorm, it's a source of tremendous pride and satisfaction that you've returned here with such prominence, presence and admiration as symbols of normality, rapprochement and fraternisation between our communities.
Ian Clark, the Defence Attaché from Madrid.
Senora Paddy, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I would say over the last 30 years I've been to various sort of remembrance-related events, but never one quite with this setting, with the Benidorm beach. And for those of us on the stage, we have a thermometer just on our left flashing at us that it's 24 degrees and rising. So I'll keep this nice and short. But first of all, as a serving member of the military, I recognise the huge contribution that the Royal British Legion has made over the last 100 years for veterans and for serving members of the armed forces, and also for the local efforts here in Spain, especially over the last couple of years that I've been here during the pandemic. And I've seen the amount of effort that Sarah James has referred to that's gone into supporting the local community. I've been asked to talk a little bit about remembrance as a serving member of the armed forces. Me ha pedido que reflexione sobre el recuerdo como un miembro de las Fuerzas Armadas hoy. Firstly, I'll talk about the bond that runs between generations, and I can see today the real sense of pride from everybody in the blazers and the standard bearers with the medals from their time serving. It's lazos entre generaciones. It's the understanding of serving, I think, for a greater cause than yourself, lo que significa servir por una causa mayor. And an quiet, sort of unspoken bond that just runs between veterans and serving members of the military today. Un entendimiento, silencio y pacífico. Secondly, when I reflect on older generations, if I can get away with that, I think about the scale and the violence of the actions that took place. When I read about the sinking of a ship or the single actions on a battlefield, the losses that were measured not in single figures but in hundreds and thousands on a single day, in a manner which I think today we would find quite hard to comprehend and even to accept. En el pasado, la inmensa cantidad de las muertes en un solo momento. And lastly, I think on a very personal level, we recognise the sacrifice and the wounds, both visible and invisible, that people have to live with through their lives. Before I came to Spain, I lived in Belgium for 4 years, and in Belgium you have some of the biggest cemeteries in the world, for example in Tincourt, with just lists of names of the dead as far as you can see. But then when you walk around the battlefields, in farmers' fields, just graves of 1 or 2 that are still maintained. And I've got 3 little kids, and just before we left Belgium, we did a tour around some of the battlefields, and it was quite moving actually. My eldest, who then was 9, had made some small copies, and she was going to lay them in Tincourt and then engage in the big memorials. But actually on the day, she chose to lay them on the graves of just the single individual 1s and 2s. Es la angustia personal y las heredas invisibles. So as a serving member of the armed forces, I think I'll just conclude by saying that I recognise that we have a responsibility. A responsibility to live up that our today genuinely is worthy of the sacrifices of those in the past. Tenemos la responsabilidad de honrar su labor. Thank you.
Stand first! Stand first! Jump! Stand first! Harry! Standards! Come forward, Martin. My word, come on.